Hey, it's Cindy Wabi. I'm working in an estate today where I did a private sale yesterday, and somebody asked me about lampshades yesterday, and I thought it would make a good Q&A real quick because I'm here today doing some switching out of shades and lamps for an online sale. And the question that someone asked me was, why do I see lampshades with this indentation right here? And by the way, isn't this a fabulous mid-century 1950s parchment shade? Love it. And I'm going to show you why that is. Here is a floor lamp. You've probably seen lots of these. Beautiful marble base at the bottom. This floor lamp, like most all floor lamps of its generation, has a center globe. And then this one happens to have candlesticks here, and there are probably, there we go. And by the way, never use these particular light bulbs in these old vintage light fixtures unless you've had them completely rewired. Anyway, this is probably the original globe. It's got a fabulous kind of a lotus design, almost Art Deco, but it's also got a great shade on it. And you see here, this particular shade, I can get it just right, has a couple different indentations on it right here to allow for the different size of globe. And so this kind of shade would fit right on the top of there. You set it right in the grooves, and voila. Remember, there are two reasons to have a shade on the light. One is to direct the light, and the other is to diffuse it. So here we've turned this into a wonderful living room lamp with diffuse light that goes out, or we have a torchlier lamp that's going to send your light up that way. So that's what that little indentation is there. This particular style of wiring, and it's important when you go to look for a replacement shade for your lights, and people come to my shop all the time looking to get their lamps rewired or to replace a shade or a globe that's period correct. And the first thing I do is ask, how's your shade wired? And this particular style right here with the kind of the peace sign in the middle and the center there, this is called a spider wire. And as you would see, it would go on a shade that has or a light fixture that has a harp in it, and you would put a finial on the top. And I happen to have a real penchant for decorative finials, and so did this lady, by the way. This style here is called the Uno, and I remember that because the way I remember it is when you have an Uno, there's one way to install this, and that's over a round socket. You also have, on smaller shades, you can put a clip on, and you'll see, I'm sure you've seen these a lot. The other thing I wanted to show you was these particular shades here are a better grade of shade. They're a fabric shade, and they have a lining inside that's a silk-like material. This is not probably the original shade, but it's very similar to what it would have been. A good quality shade will always have a nice fabric lining. This is a mid-grade shade because it's been glued all around and not stitched. And the other part is, if you see right up here where the wires are attached, there's a nice finishing touch here of the fabric being looped over it so that you don't have any bare wires sticking out. This is a standard shade that you're going to find in your department store or someplace like Lowe's or Home Depot. And in fact, I bought this particular shade a couple of years ago for some lamps that I use in my staging company, and I needed new shades. This is very typical. The outside is fabric, but the inside is lined with paper or plastic, and you probably saw that fly off. So what's happened in a very short period of time with very little use, this plastic has dried out, and it's crinkling and it's coming off. Can you see that? And so my $25 shade didn't get me a whole lot of mileage. But what I do frequently when I am working in an estate and I have unsold lamps or lamps that are damaged and can't be repaired if they've got a good shade, I will pull the shade from it, and I keep an area in my design warehouse where I have lots of backups, and we're able to update lamps very easily. Anyway, there you go. Now you have it. Good source of shades are good quality shades would be online. You just can't go to a department store or to a home improvement store and find really good, unique quality shades. The double-lined fabric shades like this can be recovered, and a good upholstery person or a lamp person can do that as well. We don't have anybody here in Florence that I'm aware of that does that kind of work, and I generally refer people over to Eugene to Brighter Homes. Anyway, that's my Q&A on what's that little thingy-majigger in that wire on my lampshade. There's no test, but you got it now. Take care. Bye.